Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. Nice to have you here with me. See the little strip along the top of my computer of many of you. So today's practice is going to be about wringing out and just wringing out. So we're going to focus our practice this morning on twisting the body in all kinds of ways, twisting from our belly button up to our clavicle. So I just want you to picture this part of the body. So maybe put your hand on your belly button and your hand on your collarbone, your clavicle, and then close your eyes. So we're even going to start our practice this morning, our meditative part of entering our practice with this knowledge of where this space is on our physical bodies, our gross bodies. So just noticing if the clavicle rises when you inhale or not. Noticing if the belly comes in as you exhale or not. Letting your fingers just reach for the breastbone, for your sternum, just finding the sternum. And then one hand on the sternum, one hand on the navel. Breathing. Sinking into the base of the body, the legs, the feet, the bottom, where you're making contact with your mat or the blanket or the floor. Letting that space soften, surrendering to the floor. And then feeling your spine rise up. Take the next few inhales, letting your spine lift. And as you exhale, keep the height. Don't lose the height. But exhale smoothly and gently, softly. Notice where your breath goes. More into your belly, more into your chest. No judging, just watching. And then let both of your hands just slide around your rib cage for a moment. Thumbs to the back, index fingers and other fingers to the front. And just watch a few breaths. Breath being the constant of life. Our gross bodies not able to exist without it. Just appreciating the breath coming in, going out. And then bringing the hands now into the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Relaxing your shoulders, shoulder blades down, letting your neck and your head lift up. Feel the belly button as the center point of your body. Rooting down from the ribs down and rooting up and lifting and rising up from the belly button up. Just feeling the area of transformation, your pelvic basket. This morning I'm going to chant a Sanskrit prayer, but I'll say it first in English so we know what I'm saying. From the unreal, lead us to the real. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality. Helping us to find that soul, that immortal nature, our true self, our causal body. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritam Gamaya. It's said that Sanskrit is a vibrational language, that our body understands it and remembers it at a cellular level, whether we know it or not. So just let it wash over. Finding your intention for your practice this morning, my intention is to wring us out. So we have something beautiful to fill up into that wrung out space. What is your intention? Repeat it 3 times to yourself. And then an offering. To whom, to what can you offer up your practice today? Humility. To whom, to what? Exhaling the breath, grounding down through the bottom. Inhaling, lifting up one more time through the spine. Exhale, belly to spine, and as you inhale, let your eyes flutter open. Good, and just take the arms for a moment out to the side. We're gonna just judge where we are, not in a bad way, judging in a good way, where we are with our twist before we ever get started. So give me your arms up in goddess pose. So we're gonna twist over to the left a little bit. Keep your bottom stable, belly button up, over. Your arms will tell you how far you go because you're not gonna take your arms with you. You're gonna keep your arms out. Good. Come back to the center. Take the whole chest, belly button, ribs over to the other direction. Keep your arms back, shoulder height, extending from the shoulder and back. One more time, to the left and back and to the right and back. Good. And then just release the hands for a moment, release them completely. Good. So let's talk for a minute about the twisting, just so we have a clear picture. Make sure that your legs are in a comfortable place, and if you'd like, a couple of blocks under them. We're just going to do a couple more seated twists, and then we're going to move to some kneeling twist, and then we're going to move to some standing twist. Okay, and then we'll come down to some reclined twist. All right, arms reaching up, belly button front and center. As we exhale, we're going to do this a little differently, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, back to center. One more time, exhale. The bottom of the exhale, notice what's happening in your chest. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, over to the right. And inhale, back to center. Bring the hands into the heart. So Babaji had us twist on an inhale rather than an exhale. So I want you to notice the difference in the pran, in the energy that's filling your chest region when you do this in a different pattern, okay? So let's take our arms back up overhead and bring the hands together or not. Good. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, root down. On your next inhale, as the breath starts to come in, begin your twist, begin your journey to the left. And as you exhale, release the arms. Keep the height. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, rise up with the arms. Exhale, root down with the legs in the bottom. Inhale, begin your twist. Resist, resist, resist. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. And now let's push ourselves back so that you can have your legs extended out in front. Or maybe you have an empty space. I don't. I'm going to go back. Good. So feet are out in front. Great. So we're going to do this seated twist. Matsyendrasan, one of the Lord of the Fishes poses, okay? So we're going to take up, well, let's start with your right leg. So you can use your ascending pose. Okay, so right leg up. Both feet are active. Right foot is pressing into the floor. Lift the toes. Left foot is pressing forward. Heel is down on the floor, solidly on the floor. We're going to take our right arm up. Without twisting, lower the right arm behind you. Keep your sternum facing me for a moment, okay? So we're going to take 3 breaths to inhale and exhale, come back, okay? So we're just prepping for a full twist. If your leg is more comfortable, you can take it over, but the foot needs to be fully on the floor. If it lifts up half of the foot, bring it right back to the right side. Good. So the arm is behind you, you're up on your sit bones. This is a flying buttress, another flying buttress behind. You can use bending your right elbow to help you open the shoulders and the sternum for the right side. Exhale, root down. Inhale, rise up and twist. Exhale, return. 3 times. Inhale, twist. Exhale, return. Inhale, twist. Exhale, return. This time we're going to go and we're going to stay. So twist. Go ahead and reach your left arm out over your left leg. Bend the elbow. And then see if you can hook the elbow somewhere outside the right knee. Put your chin over your sternum. Let your chin just be over your sternum so you can really see the twist. Extend out through the left foot and leg. Keep the heel down on the floor. You're twisting and breathing, noticing where there's compression along the spine. Good. Now go ahead and take your chin all the way out over your right shoulder. Arc the chin up and take it all the way out over your left shoulder. Good. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, release the pose. A little hula over to the other side. Just a little movement. Come back into the center. Good. Release that leg, bringing up the left leg. Make sure you're up on top of your sit bones. Left foot is engaged. You can lift the toes so you're sure you've engaged the whole foot, then drape the toes down. Pressing through an active right foot and right leg. Good. And then the left arm back behind you. Good. Sternum is still facing front and center. Great. Exhale, root down. Inhale, rise and twist. Exhale, return. Use bending your elbow in the back. Rise and open. Exhale, return. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, let's go ahead and go. And then extend out the right arm parallel to the right leg. Then make it into a goddess arm, just bend the elbow. And then see if you can hook the elbow somewhere in relationship to your left knee. Good. Breathe in. Chin over your sternum to start. So just see where you are. And now taking your chin all the way out over your left shoulder. And on your next inhale, arc your chin over your right shoulder. Feet are active, feet are active. And then on your next exhale, release the twist. A little hula over to the other side. Good. Back into the center. Release the leg. Good. Through both legs, just pressing into Dandasana for just a moment. Good. Let's go ahead and take the feet together into a big diamond, just a really big diamond for a moment. Hold on to the shins right below the knees. Good. Just a nice diamond. Sit bones are firmly on the floor. You're not going to move your sit bones at all. Good. We're going to do just a little bit of twisting right from this diamond spot. So if you'd like, you can put some blocks underneath your knees, but you want to make sure you're not moving this stable diamond double triangle base of your body. Okay? Exhale, root down. Inhale, rise, twist to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, back to center. You can use your hands. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, back to center. One more set. Inhale, twist. Exhale, return. And inhale, twist. And exhale, return. Good. Bring the knees back together. And this time we're going to go into bull pose. If you have a block, keep it with you, okay? We're going to swish. Well, let's go ahead and take the left heel into the groin. Left heel into the groin. If you need a block under that left knee, go ahead and put it there for a moment. And right leg back behind you. So you're sitting, and if you're leaning into your left sit bone, let's take the block out from your knee and put it right underneath that left sit bone only. The right sit bone is hanging in space, okay? Pavrita Vrishasana, revolved bull pose. So your sit bones are even because you may have your left sit bone up on a block and your right sit bone hanging in space. Because we're twisting here, it's important that you are not humped over, hunched over, or anything. So bring yourself up. If you need another block underneath you, do whatever you need to do to get your hips even, spine lifting up out of that stable pelvic basket. Good. Exhale, root down. Inhale, begin your rise and twist to the left. Just holding. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale. One more. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release. Come back to center and a little bit over to the right. Good. Kind of wiggle your torso for a moment. Come off your block because we're going to swish our legs over to the other side. Now your right heel is tucked into the groin. Left leg is back behind you. And you might need your block unless both sit bones are evenly on the ground. If both sit bones are on the ground, great, you don't need the block. Otherwise, take the block or a book. I brought a nice tomb to use for the next pose because it's a little smaller than my block. Good. So all situated. Both sit bones are even, everything's nice and even. Good. So exhale, root down. Inhale, begin your rise and your twist. Hold it. Breathe. 3 breaths. Don't lose your height on your exhale. Keep the height. And on your next exhale, back to the center and a little bit over to the other side. Good. Back into the center. Great. So now we're going to come up onto our knees for a moment. And we're going to take a block or a book. I'll do this sideways. We're going to put it underneath our heels. So we're going to rest our heels on the block or on the book. Wherever they rest is perfect. Okay. Good. So just the heels are on the block or on the book or whatever you have. Okay. Good. Root down. And as you rise to the left, open. Bring the hands back into the heart. 3 times to that side. Inhale, left, open. Exhale. Inhale, left. And exhale. Good. Other side. Right. Close. Open. Close. Open. And close. Good. And then place your hands down and lift your hips. And you can take the block with you. We're going to separate the legs and look forward. So we're looking forward. So this is safe for everyone, looking forward, not down. We have our hands on the block. Good. And our legs are separate. For most of us, some of us have very strange shaped feet, but for most of us, the outside of our foot is going to be parallel to the edge of the mat. Good. So find stability. Make sure you didn't take your hips way far back. Keep them in the same line as your ankles. And then we're going to place our hand on our right hand on the block. And if you'd like a chair, making you a little bit taller, that's also fine. So whatever can help you stay stable. And then taking the left hand around, placing it on the spine. Palm can be down, palm can be up, whatever gives you the most sensation in your shoulder that's pleasant, okay? So we're gonna inhale and open to the left. Exhale, close it down. Keep your hips even. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, close it down. Keep the hips even. Inhale and exhale, close it down. Now take your arm out parallel to the floor, palm facing the floor, facing the floor. Good. Press into the hand on the block. So right hand really pressing in. And this time as you inhale, begin to open the arm toward the side, look up, and exhale. Back to parallel, no further. Inhale, open, exhale. One more, inhale. Press into the block, and exhale. Good. And now we're going to look forward and switch hands, okay? So now the left hand is on the block, right hand is on your sacrum. That hand back there should help you stay stable, help you stay honest, not hiking the hips out, okay? We don't have to go very far, especially these first 3 times. We're prepping. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Close all the way. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Good. Go ahead and draw your arm out, making it parallel, palm facing the floor. Press into the block. Push away. Don't slump down. Push away. Good. And then we're going to inhale, open, exhale, close to parallel. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Excellent. Both hands on the block. Press through your feet, outside of the feet, lift your toes, toes lift, the whole foot is into the floor except for the toes. And then drape the toes down. If you have any eye pressure problems, glaucoma or anything like that, if you're on the first 3 days of your cycle, I don't want you to do this. I want you to stay looking forward or perhaps take another set of twists. For the rest of us, we're going to release our upper body into a half inversion. And maybe you can place your head on the block somewhere. This little relationship to Shira, to the crown of the head. Look back, look down, down or back behind you. If you're not inverting, you're looking forward or you're doing another twist. Please do not invert if you're not supposed to be inverting. And then slowly let your hands engage with the floor or the block. Begin to look forward. Bring your hands back to the block. Good. And then heel, toe, heel. Let's stay there. We're going to go back to one more kneeling twist. We do this all the time. This is my favorite twist. Coming on down. And you can also take the block and put it underneath your seat. And then you just sit up. But the important thing here to keep our knees safe is that the foot and the knee are headed in the same direction. Okay? So get yourself nice and stable, either on a block or in the air. Good. Root down. Just imagining the lower part of the body relaxing, releasing. Good. Then we're going to open up to the left on an inhale. Inhale, open, open, open. And exhale, hands to the heart. 3 times. Inhale, open, open, open. Exhale. One last one. Inhale, open. And exhale. Good. Relax. Release your bottom for a minute. Pull in your belly. And then out to the right. Open. Exhale. Anjali. Open. Exhale. Anjali. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Anjali. Good. Come back into the center. Center yourself out. And this time, for those of us who want to bind, I'll give you a little hint how we can help ourselves do that. So we're going to inhale and open to the left. Inhale, open to the left. So our only goal is to make a rosary. This is called malasan, which is a rosary. Make a rosary around our right knee. So your thumbs are pointing up toward the ceiling, like you're going to hitchhike. Dive the thumbs down, and then dive them to the back wall behind you. Get a lot of internal rotation, and see if you have anything to hold on to around that right leg. Your head is an extension of your spine, pressing into the floor, looking up, or to the right in front. But don't let your neck collapse. Keep your head up. And then release. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a different perspective how it looks. Okay? Ready? Good. Opening out to the other side, nice and big thumbs are pointing up. We're going to dive the thumbs down and back around and just see if there's anything to hold on to back there. Keep the head as an extension of the spine. And on our next exhale, release. Good. Excellent. And then we're going to slowly make our way down to the floor. Extend it out. Okay? So we're going to do a couple of reclined twists, and we're going to do them very gingerly, very easy, very softly for yourself, okay? So I want us to be really aware that we're not twisting in our low back. Our twist is happening from our belly button up, okay? So we're going to keep that sacral lumbar area stable. So the first way, so just watch first, and between the two twists, I'll have you come up and watch what we're doing and then go back down. If you have a pillow or a block, you may want it for between your knees. It just depends, okay? So I'm going to lie down. I'm going to switch over to the side, and I'm going to put my legs underneath, put my legs in a right angle, and I have a pillow between my legs. My arms are open out to the side. So I sort of call this Pelican Pose. So I'm here, and then as I open my arms and close the arms. Open the arms and close the arms. Okay? And then we'll do the other side. So get a pillow or a block or your book, whatever you'd like. Okay? We'll start with the left side. So as you're ready, you're just lying down on your left side. Bring your shins away as if you were seated in a chair. Put something between your knees and ankles if you can. Maybe a pillow or a blanket or anything between them. Good. And then you're lying down. Your left arm is along the floor, your right arm on top, like a pelican's bill. Okay? Your head can rest on the floor. It can rest on a block or a pillow as well. And as you inhale, keep the whole pelvis open. Keep it stable and open. And then exhale, close the beak. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the beak. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the beak. Everybody put your right hand on your waist for a moment. Just put it on your waist. Right hand on your waist. This time as you open, just stay for a moment. Maybe your right elbow goes to the floor. Look up at the ceiling, not beyond. And then exhale and close it back up. Good. And then take your upper arm, begin to push the floor away, spiral yourself up. We're going to go to the other side. Okay? So take it with you. Legs are at a right angle. So bent at the knees in a right angle. Lying down on your right side. Put something underneath your head if it helps you feel comfortable. Your whole right arm along the floor, your left arm joined it. You're looking to the left. Your sternum is facing the left side, right side. Right arm is down, left arm just joined it, sternum facing the right. And as you inhale, open toward the left, exhale, close. 3 times, inhale, open, Sternum now facing closer to the ceiling. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. Put your left hand on your waist. Let your left elbow come down toward the floor. Doesn't have to touch. And then extend the left arm back up. Close the bill. Good. And then press the floor away. So you can see the one last twist that we're going to do reclined. Okay? So the very last one, a lot of times we do a twist and we take all of it in our low back and our sternum doesn't really move. Okay? So that's why we did that particular twist first, so that we see that it's happening in our thoracic spine. So I'm lying down. And here, I'm going to lift my hips up, shift them over to the right side, set them down, draw my knees in until I make that same right angle I had. I'm going to put my shoulders out along the floor, and I'm going to come over. And I'm going to touch my low back to make sure I did not take the twist there. And I'm looking at my belly button is heading out to the left side, and my sternum is heading into a twist, okay? So let's try that one. All right, lie down, bend your knees, put your feet firmly on the floor. Good. We'll start to the left. Lift your hips off the floor, shift the hips over to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, set them down. Draw your knees into a right angle. Draw your shins out to a right angle. Good. And then slowly let your legs go over to the right side, nice and slowly. You can put a block between your knees if you'd like. Put your left hand right on your sacrum, so you can make sure you are not twisting there. Notice that your belly button is facing the right side and your sternum is starting to head up toward the ceiling. For some of us, it'll be more than others, just wherever it is, note it. Breathe. Notice where there's resistance. Good. And then take your upper leg off for a minute. Go ahead and put the toe of that upper leg on the floor and then help yourself shift and readjust. Readjust your bottom, get all nice and straight. Good. And then lift the hips, shift them over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, set them down. Draw the thighs in, right angle to the body. Draw the shins out, right angle to the thighs. And then slowly go ahead and put your right hand on your sacrum. Drop the legs over. Keep the twist out of that area and make sure it's happening in your thoracic spine. Good. Breathing. Your knees will not be perfectly even. Breathe. Good. And then taking the upper leg, just putting the right toe down on the floor and use that toe to push in and straighten yourself out. Completely straighten yourself out. Good. And now we're going to move into our inversion, okay? So we're going to move into an inversion if you can invert today. And if you cannot invert today because you're on your menstrual cycle or you're not inverting because of eye pressure or glaucoma, then you're going to go back and do those same 2 sets of twists, okay? For those of us who are inverting today, we're going to start out with a bridge prep, and then we're going to go up into bridge. So watch for a moment because you're not able to watch from the floor. Your carotid artery is compromised if you have your neck craning to a side, and that is not a good thing. You do not want to do that. So I'm going to have a block handy so I can go up into my full inversion should I want to. But for my prep pose, I'm going to have my legs bent and my arms where I can take them overhead. And I'm going to inhale, lift, exhale, lower. I'll do that 4 times, okay? On the 5th time, I'm going to stay up. And then I'm going to lower just my forearms and elbows and press into the floor and lift my chest, okay? So then when we're in this full bridge pose, you can interlace your hands below or not. You can just leave your hands feeling your abdominal area so you can see how the breath, when you inhale, pushes the organs out of the way, and then how it relaxes and everything comes back in. So you'll take about 5 or 6 breaths in your bridge pose, and then we'll lower, relax, and do 1 more, and then viparit, okay? So lying down, where you can hear my voice, but you don't feel tempted to look. Bend your knees, put your feet firmly on the floor. Good. Get your arms down beside your body, roll your shoulder blades down towards your hips. And then as you find your lumbar curve, make sure you have some lumbar curve. Do not push into the floor with your low back. Keep your lumbar curve. We're simply adding to it. You don't want to shove it out and then go the other direction. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower, hips and arms. Inhale, up, arms overhead, hips up, diagonal line. Exhale, lower. Here goes 3. Exhale, lower. And 4. Exhale, lower. 5, we're going to stay. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring your elbows and your upper arms to the floor. Lift your sternum up towards your chin, not your chin towards your sternum. Look a little bit at the wall back behind you to get some space in your cervical spine, in your neck. And then bring your head into neutral, just looking up. You can take your hands behind you or keep them in robot arms or press them fully into the floor. Whatever will help you keep your bridge pose. Breathe. Notice how the belly expands. Put your hands on your ribs for a second. Just see the belly expand with an inhale. And how it floats back in with an exhale. Don't let your knees splay out. Keep your knees solid over your feet. Maybe lift your toes. Engage the whole of the foot. On your next inhale, lift, lift, lift. And as you exhale, release, release, release. Just breathing. Good. So our next pose can be the same bridge pose. It can be Viparit Karani Mudra, but both are inversions. Both we have our Muladhara chakra higher than our Vishuddha chakra, which means in English, you have your tailbone higher than the back of your neck, okay? So as you're ready, either take your block, lift your hips off, put it underneath your sacrum, or using your arms and hands, just lift yourself into Viparit Karani Mudra if you know it. If you don't, use the block and lift your legs. Good, just the legs are lifting. Once they've lifted and you've stuck them straight up, relax them. Let them just balance in the sockets. Relax your arms, relax your jaw. If you're not inverting, you're doing those twists down on the floor, keeping the twist only in the thoracic spine. And if you finish your twist early, just grab a little shavasana until we move to the next part of class. Soften your jaw. And then on your next exhale, letting your knees drop in a little closer, just soften your legs, soft legs, knees dropping in toward the chest. And then 1 foot at a time down onto the floor. Lift off the block, remove it, let your hips come down. Stretch out your shoulders and take a very brief Shavasana. Just think starfish, not so much trapped into your mat. Hands are always below the heart. Letting your breath be shallow and soft, just enough to sustain. And then slowly begin to bring your senses online, wiggling everything on the face, the mouth, the ears, the nose. Open your mouth wide as if you were yawning. Begin to press away 4 walls, hands and feet reaching in 4 opposite directions. And then bring everything into your belly and rock over to a side. Put your feet down, shift your hips. Begin to press the floor up, coming up, nice and slowly, nice and slow. Be still. Super still. And then we're going to find a comfortable seat. Just looking for a comfortable seat, holding your blanket, get a pillow, whatever you need to help your seat be comfortable. Good. So for our pranayama practice this morning, we're going to continue working on how we need to breathe if we're wearing a mask. Bringing ourselves into that consciousness of breathing with our face covered and the breath a little harder to get, okay? So we're going to start with pratiloma, which is where we take our thumb to our right nostril, our ring finger to our left nostril. We clip it down a little bit as if we had on a very loose swim thing you put on your nose when you were swimming when you were young, right? So that you didn't get water in your nose. So we're going to push in a little bit with both fingers and really pull that breath into here. I want you to make sure you're pulling it into here, not into here, okay? Pulling it way and spread the ribs. And so you've got that resistance of holding your nose, and then you're going to exhale, release the fingers, and exhale out your nose, okay? So pratiloma. Primarily a chest breath, low diaphragm. Belly is not doing really anything, just into the diaphragm is where the inhale goes. So get your hand ready, right hand, Vishnu Mudra. Thumb for your right nostril and ring finger for the left. Exhale the breath out, nothing on your fingers. And then close them off a little bit and drag that breath into the low ribs. Pause, release the fingers, exhale. So don't close it enough that you can't get anything, but close it enough that you get resistance. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. No fingers are being held when you're exhaling, hands open. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. 3 more. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. Close, inhale. Pause, exhale. Last one. Close, inhale. Release, pause, exhale. And at the bottom of that exhale, I want you to hold the breath out for 5 or 10 seconds. Exhale, 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 no breathe. And as soon as you need a breath, let the belly go, inhale. Fall back into your natural breath. Good, so that's a practice I want you practicing several times a day, every day, okay? The next practice, and only when you've not had food, so it's before a meal, not when you have food in your stomach, right? So 3 hours after a meal minimum, okay? So now let's put our hands around our rib cage. And we're gonna do our Kapalabhati breath. We're gonna do a forced exhalation, natural inhalation. But we're gonna do it super slow because what I'm really focusing on is you bringing the air down here into these low ribs, okay? So I'm really trying to have you focus on the diaphragm and what's happening in the low ribs. One of the reasons we were twisting today, working on these intercostal muscles, okay? So together with me, exhale the breath out, and then inhale about 80%. Forced exhale, inhale natural. Inhale into your fingers. Three more. Fill out your thumbs. Natural pattern. We're going to do that one more time. So your thumbs are at the back of your ribs, your index finger at the front. Your hands can just be draping around there. We're inhaling into this part and we're exhaling it out with force. We inhale, no sound, no force. Okay, just let the inhale come in, but bring it down here. All right, exhaling the breath all the way out. Little tiny ribs. Inhale, about 70 or 80%. Inhale into your hands. Begin. And let the breath go. Then next time you need an inhale, take it into your hands. And relax, release. Moving into our meditation. Soft body. Notice your head region. Imagine the space 3 fingers in from the third eye. If you know your anatomy, where your pineal gland is sitting on the Saya Tursika. Relax your jaw. Letting go. As if you had hollowed out the body with the breath. And imagining the shell of your body sitting on the floor, filled with nothing more than breath. No organs, no blood, just breath. Soften into your seat, spine is erect, jaw is soft, eyes are heavy in the sockets, shoulders relax. Breath coming in, breath going out. You're just a sac of air. Bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. Bring the tip of the tongue to where the teeth meet the upper palate. Relax the jaw. Come back to your body being a hollow sac of air. The breath is just enough to sustain you. And now allowing the air inside of you to blend with the air outside of you. Noticing a little air on your cheeks, maybe on your hands or your arms. Merging with the air outside of the body. Letting the self expand. Keeping in mind this merging, allowing yourself to find Shavasana. This interchange of air, carbon dioxide, oxygen, carbon. Finding your Shavasana, keeping yourself as a sac of air inside a large sac of air. As if you could breathe through the very pores of your body. And then slowly bringing your awareness back to the breath itself, coming in, going out. This exchange all day of us and the universe. Letting the body begin to move naturally, anything that feels good, stretching, shrinking, finding your way eventually over onto one side, curled up in embryo pose. And then gently beginning to press the floor away, spiraling up, just finding our comfortable seat. Being still for just a moment longer, letting everything integrate. Asana, pranayama, dharana. Bringing the hands into the heart. Anjali. Taking a moment again to find your intention and repeat it 3 times. Think about your offering again. And then listening to the chant one more time. From the unreal, lead us to the real. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality. Om asato ma satkamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityoma amritam gamaya. Letting your intention and your thoughts slip out of your mind, down into your heart, and out of your heart symbolically right into the palms of your hands. And then let's lift it up and let it all go out into the universe. Go, let. Bringing the hands back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. I'm coming to you. Hi, Desiree. Thank you. Okay, let me switch it so you can unmute as you might see fit. Okay, all right. So everyone is unmuted. Let me go to gallery so I can see some of these beautiful faces. So nice to see you. Alfredo tan leal. Cada día, me encanta. Okay, I'm seeing a couple more messages. Let me just see. Oh, you're so welcome. And yeah, you're all welcome. You're welcome. You don't have to just say, yes, you're welcome to say thank you, but I know I feel it. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Mary. It's great to have you. Yeah, it's so nice. So any questions about the practice? I felt like wringing ourselves out would be really good to allow positive energy to come in and give us this space in our body for positivity. Also giving us in our lungs, by working more in the whole thoracic area, more space for breathing. And I think the two practices that we did today, I've become really conscious now that I've had to wear a mask a few times and go out, how restricting that actually is, right? And how when you're speaking and you're talking to someone, that you'll have a tendency to do superficial sympathetic breathing rather than our parasympathetic breathing down lower in our diaphragm. So just reminding us when we feel like we don't have enough air, the thing to do is exhale. So those of you who've been doing the Kriyas with me, it's Kriya 6, right? Where you just exhale the breath all the way out, and then you let your belly go and just let that breath rush on in. Because doing 2 or 3 of those Kriya 6s will help you reset your nervous system and not stay sympathetic, not stay in that fight and flight and run and do. Yeah, okay. So those two practices, the one with the restriction, which is how it feels like when you've got a mask and you're starting to just pull that air in regardless and pull it down into your low ribs, not up into your upper chest. I think that, let me see if I can get that. So like not into your upper chest, but pulling it down into your low ribs, right? The Kapalabhati slow. And I say Kapalabhati, the practice of Kapalabhati is of course the practice of Kapalabhati, but this is using the Kapalabhati breath in slow-mo to really force us to use that part of our lungs and expand the intercostal muscles. Yeah. Any questions from anybody about the practice? Good.
This is Cam. I got a question.
Yeah.
Is Pranayama considered heating, or is it kind of as far as a breath goes?
I think it would be heating, because of the constriction, right? Yeah. And so,
Okay.
but we try to, I think the reason I'm having us take it down, because you could be not specific about it, Pranayama, and this is like talking to Cam as a fellow teacher. You could be less specific about where you want people to get it, and they'd probably take it up in here because they take it up in here. So you have to be really specific that you want them to pull it into this area, right? So that they're not going sympathetic on you, So that
Right.
keeps it from being so heating. That will keep it from, because it's then bringing it down into like the belly area, like the belly breath area, which is cooling. So I think it helps you balance it by being specific where you want them to pull that breath into and then exhale it out. And I hope you all could see that when you did that final, after the 10th pratilom, you did the hold of your breath out for 5 to 10 seconds. And how easy it is after you've been exhaling, to hold that breath out for a moment It's telling me it said my internet connection was stable, so I just paused for a second. It's so easy to hold that breath out and then get a nice inhale back in, right? So the next inhale you take, if you really are pushing and holding it out, is a nice full inhale. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions about the 2 breaths we did? The forced exhale, natural inhale, forced exhale, natural inhale, slow, really slow motion so that you're sure you're also getting it down here into the lower part. And did you feel it in the head region? I felt it in my head region, which is where Kapalabhati goes to. It felt really clean and clear, which always feels good in the morning to have a clean, clear head region.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nayana G, any questions?
Yeah. I just loved it. I loved the whole thing. And it felt really good to me with having had my shoulder broken and just working on opening up this whole thoracic. Just the sequencing of the whole class worked so well, and it was great. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, I felt just like ringing out. Hope, Hope had a birthday 2 days ago, and I was going to remember it and I forgot, but happy birthday, belated happy birthday, Hope. Yeah, I really felt like today I needed ringing out, and I needed to just create more positive space, and any kind of garbage that was left in there from yesterday, I just wanted to get it out. Which is why the twisting felt so yummy to me this morning. I did it in my practice before I got to you, so it really felt good, right? And I thought, this is so good, I'm going to share it. Yeah. Nancy, all right. Just, I love looking until you get to one screen, people start, going off, and when it gets to one screen, then I can see everybody and I can read names. And that's what I really think it's really fun, seeing who all's present. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And Tom and Paul are there, and hi Flor, Juliet, my love, yes, and Michael, welcome, nice to have you. Yeah,
from YSV1 Mount Madonna.
Yeah, I see. It's so nice to have you. I'm glad you could join us. I've seen your name. Nice to have you here. Yeah. So any questions at all about anything? Because I don't have to keep you. I mean, we're welcome to talk a little bit more, but we also don't have to. The only thing I want to remind everyone is to eat well, eat fresh. A lot of people are afraid of fresh food right now. Don't be afraid of fresh food. Eat fresh food and cook it. But eat fresh because you need the prawn. No frozen food, no canned food. You need fresh food. So just the pranic energy, this wonderful prawn that we get in our body that helps sustain us. We really need that prawn right now. So be sure you're eating plenty of fresh local food, whatever you can get that's fresh. And be sure you get plenty of oil, lots of good oil, and which would mean cold pressed organic oil, not cooked, like a teaspoon at each meal, so that you've got an ease of your system, because we're hydrolipid, right? So the good oil that helps us raise our HDL and lower our LDL, the healthy helps it get up, and the lousy helps it go down. We need that good oil. So just going back to my Ayurvedic roots, just to remind us that eat fresh, eat locally, eat healthily, and stay away from, as much as you can, stay away from caffeine, and stay away from alcohol, and stay away from things that depress the system and really have our whole immune system has to overact for it. So just keeping yourself clean and healthy. Okay, that's Kamalesh. At Mount Madonna, my name is Kamalesh. But all the students call me Kamalesh because I'm always fussing at them like a mama. So, yeah, that's, yeah, yeah, everybody's going, those who know me. So you've had your little talking to this morning. So I want you to stay healthy and clean and be really good to your body, your mind, get plenty of sleep. And if you can't go to sleep, have some chamomile tea after dinner and have it strong, like put 3 bags in the thing, right? If you have fresh chamomile, it's even better, but you have to put a lot in there to get it strong enough. So ortilo we have down here, or passiflora, but just have a relaxing tea after dinner, and then 3 hours later, you'll be ready for bed. So you need 3 hours between dinner and bed, right? Okay, that's enough talking to you. All righty. It's so good to see everyone today. Any questions? You're welcome, Michael. So nice to have you. Please join us every morning that you can. We'd love to have you. Okay,
Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love to all. Thank you.